NFL stars sign contracts worth tens of millions of dollars, roll in endorsement cash, and live in a league where luxury cars and megamansions are normal, not special. But a surprising few stack the money, drive old cars, wear the same clothes for years, and live so modestly that you would never guess they are richer than most CEOs. 6. Daniel Norris. Daniel Norris is not the kind of pro athlete people expect. Drafted in 2011 at just 18, he signed a $2 million bonus with the Toronto Blue Jays and later earned more than $12 million across a 10-year MLB career. That kind of money usually comes with mansions and luxury cars. Norris went a different direction. Instead of buying a house, he bought a 1978 Volkswagen Westphalia camper van for about $10,000. He named it Shaggy. During the off-season, that van was his home. He parked it at beaches, on roads, and sometimes in 24-hour Walmart lots. No security gate, no driveway, just a small van, a camp stove, and nearby nature. Even while earning hundreds of thousands a year, Norris lived on about $800 a month. His advisors locked most of his money into conservative investments and sent him a monthly deposit. He cooked meals on a backpacking stove, fixed his van himself, and trained outdoors instead of joining gyms. Shopping carts, gravel lots, and found weights replaced fitness centers. Norris grew up around his family's bicycle shop in Johnson City, Tennessee, and that background stayed with him. He has said he feels comfortable living with less because it keeps him grounded and free from pressure. Faith played a major role, and he has said he does not measure life by money or baseball. In 2015, while living this way, Norris played an entire season after being diagnosed with thyroid cancer, delaying surgery until the season ended. The surgery was successful, and he was declared cancer-free weeks later. Photography, surfing, hiking, and road trips mattered more to him than luxury. In 2023, he married professional surfer Sage Erickson. Even with millions earned, Norris chose a life that stayed small, controlled, and intentionally simple for himself, by choice alone always. 5. Kirk Cousins. Next up, Kirk Cousins has earned over $300 million in the NFL by 2025, including a fully guaranteed $180 million contract. Yet his daily life rarely matches that paycheck. Early in his career, while starting games and cashing serious checks, Cousins and his wife Julie chose to live in her parents' basement during the off-season instead of buying a house. Later, they did the same thing in his parents' basement in Holland, Michigan, because it was free and made sense. Saving money always felt normal to him. Cousins became famous for driving a 2000 GMC Savannah Passenger van that he bought from his grandfather for $5,000. He kept driving it even after signing massive contracts, parking it at team facilities alongside luxury SUVs. He has said he avoids buying depreciating assets and would rather put money into long-term investments than yachts, sports cars, or flashy homes. During off-season training, Cousins often worked out in his parents' driveway after warming up in the basement. He skipped fancy gyms and expensive trainers. In the Netflix series Quarterback, cameras showed him getting haircuts at Great Clips, using his NFL headshot as a guide, instead of hiring private stylists. He also refused to pay for professional movers, choosing to load and unload himself when moving between off-season living spots and training camp. Even after joining Atlanta, he and his family stayed in his in-laws' basement again while taking time to walk through houses instead of rushing into a purchase. Cousins grew up in a disciplined home led by his father Don, a longtime pastor, and his mother Marianne, who worked over 35 years as a flight attendant. That background shaped how he handles money, comfort, and status, even while being one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in league history. 4. Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan spent most of his NFL career earning elite money while living like a regular working guy. In 2015, he signed a 5-year contract worth $57.5 million with Washington, yet nothing about his daily life changed. Instead of buying a mansion, Kerrigan shared a 2-bedroom apartment in Reston Town Center with his childhood friend Andrew Walker, who worked as a team media editor. He drove the same Chevy Tahoe he bought as a rookie in 2011 and kept it long after his bank account grew. Teammates pulled up in luxury cars, while Kerrigan parked a used SUV, without caring who noticed. Inside the apartment, things stayed simple. A Super Nintendo sat in the living room years after newer systems came out. Food was another place where he stayed disciplined. Kerrigan cooked most of his meals at home and avoided high-end restaurants. When he did decide to treat himself, his roommate said the splurge was usually Chipotle. No private chefs, no five-star dining habits. But that's not all. Kerrigan grew up in Indiana in a competitive sports family where effort mattered more than flash. His father played college football, his siblings were college athletes, and discipline was normal. That mindset followed him into the league. Even while becoming Washington's all-time sack leader and a multiple-time Pro Bowler, his spending stayed controlled. He also dealt with severe hearing loss in his left ear since childhood, which shaped his quiet personality. Away from football, he put money into his foundation for kids, appeared in local commercials, and avoided attention. In 2023, he was inducted into the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. 3. Ryan Broyles. Ryan Broyles entered the NFL in 2012 as a second-round pick by the Detroit Lions and signed a rookie contract worth $3,678,500, including about $1,100,000 guaranteed. At his peak, his yearly salary reached around $570,000. Yet Broyles decided early that he would live on just $60,000 a year. While many young players upgraded everything overnight, Broyles did the opposite. He and his wife Mary Beth set a strict monthly budget of about $5,000 and treated it as non-negotiable. Everything beyond that went straight into investments, retirement accounts, and long-term savings. He planned financially as if football could end at any moment. His daily life reflected that mindset. Broyles drove modest cars, including a Mazda and a 2005 Chevrolet Trailblazer. He lived in a normal home in Dallas instead of buying luxury property. There was no cable bill, no premium packages, and no excess. Apple TV and Netflix handled entertainment, and credit cards were paid off every month, without exceptions. Eating habits stayed simple too. Most meals were cooked at home, and dining out was rare. When he spent extra, it was intentional and controlled. He even used Groupon deals, something almost unheard of in NFL locker rooms. Not only this, Broyles' philosophy came from experience. He suffered major injuries, including an ACL tear in college, and knew firsthand how fast a career could disappear. That fear never left. He approached every paycheck with caution, not excitement. Even after parting ways with Detroit in 2015, his lifestyle never changed. The money stayed invested, spending stayed flat, and discipline stayed firm. Broyles has said comfort came from control, not upgrades, and stability mattered more than image, status, or short-term pleasure. 2. Glover Quinn. Glover Quinn made real NFL money, the kind most players never see twice. Over 10 seasons with the Texans and Lions, he earned more than $21 million before taxes and signed a 5-year, $23,500,000 contract with Detroit in 2013. Yet if you saw him in the parking lot, you would never guess it. While teammates upgraded cars every season, Quinn kept driving the same 2009 Yukon Denali he bought when he entered the league in 2009. No rush, no flex. From day one, Quinn decided he would live on just 30% of his take-home pay. The other 70% went straight into investments. For his first 3 NFL seasons, he lived on about $6,000 a month, roughly $72,000 a year, while saving and investing everything else. Teammates called him cheap. He ignored them and stuck to the plan. Quinn majored in business at the University of New Mexico and treated football like a short-term window, not a lifestyle upgrade. He invested heavily in publicly traded companies early, then later moved 10% to 20% of his money into private equity. His portfolio included companies like Health Warrior, Pawtree, Peerwell, FanDuel, and DraftKings. Over a 5-year stretch, Quinn said his investments matched what he made playing football, basically giving him a second NFL career without putting on pads. Moreover, he never missed a game from 2010 until his retirement in 2019, playing every week with the same discipline he used with money. During the season, football came first. Business happened on Mondays and Tuesdays only. After retiring, Quinn moved into media, podcasting, and breaking down the NFL, still thinking long-term. He calls it sacrificing a little in your 20s so the rest of life feels easy. 1. Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski made more than $54 million in NFL salary across 9 seasons, won 4 Super Bowls, and became one of the most famous tight ends ever. People saw the party clips, the dancing, the beer chugs, and assumed he spent money just as loudly. In reality, Gronk quietly lived like a broke college kid while banking millions. From his rookie year in 2010, Gronk set a strict rule. He never spent his NFL contract money. Not his signing bonus, not his game checks. He lived entirely on endorsement income from brands like Nike, Dunkin', Tide, and others. The football money went straight into savings and investments. Also, he stayed cheap in everyday life. Gronk wore the same jeans from high school, kept shoes until they fell apart, and avoided flashy cars and jewelry. He said his broke habits came from growing up in a household where everything was handed down between brothers. While fans focused on the Gronk persona, he was quietly building businesses. He invested heavily in G&G Fitness, his family's equipment company founded in 1990. He took equity in Abacus Health Products and promoted CBD Medic years before CBD deals became common in sports. Abacus was later acquired by Charlotte's Web. Beyond this, he backed Greenlane, a Florida-based fast casual food chain, and Crush Yard, a pickleball and dining concept expanding nationwide. In 2021, he launched his own NFT Championship Series, generating $1.75 million in sales, with one card selling for about $433,000. Gronk also made a simple stock play that paid off big. A $69,000 Apple investment reportedly grew to nearly $600,000 by 2024. Even today, with a net worth around $45 million, Gronk still talks about keeping it simple, spending slow, and letting money work quietly while the spotlight stays loud on Sundays and long after football stopped. So, these players prove that being rich does not have to look loud or flashy, and sometimes the smartest flex is what you do not spend. If this surprised you, drop a comment, hit subscribe for more amazing content,